If you're a home buyer, here's the headlines that's sending chills down the spine of every single homeowner across America, the United States. Google's search for the term phrase "can't sell house" or "can't sell home" just hit an all-time high, higher than 2008 financial crisis, higher than the COVID. And this week, the chaos got even worse. Oil is above $100 a barrel. Mortgage rates snapped right back up above 6%, heading into the sevens after the most exciting moment buyers have seen in the last four very long years, when rates briefly touched 5.98%. The February job report lost 90,000 positions. Tariffs have added 17,500 to the cost to build a brand new home, and JPMorgan is now forecasting a 0% home price growth for all of 2026. Every single headline you've seen across social media, any website that you visited is telling you the seller story, the fear, the stuck inventory, people waiting month upon month to be able to sell their home, the panic, the people Google in desperation at midnight, how can I sell my home? But here's what nobody's telling you at all, and this is the most important real estate story as of 2026. If you're a home buyer, this is not your nightmare. This is your opportunity. The same headlines that are sending or terrifying sellers and are handing you the most negotiating leverage in the housing market we've seen in a decade, the last 10 years. Today, we're going to be flipping the script completely, showing you exactly how this is going to benefit you. By the way, hit that subscribe button there. It really helps the channel and keeps you informed about all this chaos that's happening real fast. Now, the full alarm picture that you need to understand. Now, let's lay out the full picture of what is happening right now, because you need to understand the scale before you understand the flip. Google home search for "I can't sell house" or "can't sell home" just hit an all-time record as of February 2026. Higher than the 2008 financial crisis, higher than the COVID lockdown, and according to Redfin, there is 600,000 more home sellers right now than buyers, a 44% supply-demand gap that is the widest in recorded history going back to 2013. The number of home buyers fell 8% year over year to 1.36 million in January, the lowest on record. First-time home buyers only account for 21% of purchases right now versus a historic norm of 40%. Then came the new shock. On February 28th, the United States and Israel launched a strike on Iran. Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz, through which roughly 20% of world's oil supply passes. Crude oil surged from $70 a barrel to above $100 a barrel. Gas prices jumped 16 to 18% nationally in a single week. Goldman Sachs warned inflation could snap right back up to 3%, and mortgage rates, which had been just touched 5.98% for the first time since 2022, triggered excitement across the housing market, reversed course immediately. By the first week of March, rates were back above 6%. The window for the buyers had been waiting for four very long years for opening for approximately just 72 hours, then snapped right back shut, or the doors just slapped on them. And on top of that, the February's job report showed the United States economy lost 90,000 positions. Tariffs on lumber, steel, and construction materials have added 10,900 to 17,500 to the cost of every new construction home being built right now. According to the National Association of Home Builders and the Center of American Progress, home builders are slowing starts. And JPMorgan, one of the most influential financial institutions in the world, published in 2026 Housing Outlook projecting a 0% home price growth for the entire year. The entire year. That sounds scarier, the scarier side of the ledger. Now let's flip it, because every single one of these data points means something completely different when you are buying a home, not the seller. Now let's look at the flip. Here's the fundamental truth about real estate that doom headlines never say. A seller's nightmare is a buyer's opportunity. They're the same market conditions seen from the opposite side of the table. Flipping it. 600,000 more sellers than buyers means 600,000 more people competing to sell you their home. JP Mortgage 0% price forecast means that the home that you're buying today is unlikely to worth less in 12 months, and the floor has already been identified. The rates reversal is painful, but buyers' demand fell when rates rose, which means less competition from other buyers in the market right now. Iran is a wild card, but if and when it resolves, rates could fall sharply, and the buyers who are already under contract will perfectly be positioned to refinance immediately. Redfin calls 2026 the Great Housing Reset. Here's what that means if you're buying a home. Contingencies that were waived in 2021 are back. Inspection rights you surrendered in the bidding wars are back. Sellers' concessions disappeared completely when sellers held the power are back. And in San Antonio specifically, the February SABOR data confirmed 6.1 months of supply. Homes are sitting 82 days to 136 days on the market, and nearly 6% of active listings are already leased. One price reduction negotiating table is yours. Let's count the advantages right now. Here's a buyer advantage. 600,000 sellers competing for you. In 2021, it was completely against 10 to 20 buyers for a single home. Sellers chaos. You hoped, you dreamed. The dynamics were completely reversed. With 600,000 more sellers than buyers, you are a scarce resource. A serious pre-approved contingency included offer from a motivated buyer is exactly what thousands and thousands of sellers are desperate for right now. You have something they need. That is leverage. Use it. Now advantage number 2. JP Morgan's zero forecast means the floor is in. JP Morgan's 2026 housing forecast projects a 0% home price growth nationally. Home prices are expected to stall this year for the year. Here's what it means for you as a buyer. The homes you're buying today is extremely unlikely to be worth less or significantly less in the next 12 months. You're buying at or near the floor of the market, and experts are calling it a stable, not crashing. And when prices grow eventually resumes, driven by structural shortage of 4.03 million homes, the buyers who are already in the market are the ones capturing that appreciation. The buyers waiting to the sidelines will be paying significantly more. Now, buyer advantage number 3. Sellers' concessions are back and bigger than ever. Sellers' concessions, closing costs, mortgage rate buydowns, rate credits, repair credits and home warranties are now standard in purchase contracts across the United States, America. The National Association of Home Builders reported that 65% of builders are offering or were offering buyer incentives as of 2026. In San Antonio, sellers' concessions exceed $5,000 to $7,500 are appearing in a majority of the transactions, and homes and sellers paid 2-1 rate buy down on a $300,000 home cost the seller $5,000 to $7,000, but reduces your first mortgage rate by 2 full percentage points. That is how you get a 6.5% rate environment, and you pay 5.5 rate in year 1. Now here's a buyer tip that you need to understand. Build concessions requests into every offer from day 1. In this market, it is not aggressive. It is expected. The buyers leaving thousands on the tables are the ones that do not ask. Now buyer advantage number 4. Contingencies and inspection rights are back. Do you remember when you signed your life away with a home inspection and not even doing it, waiving your financing contingency and holding your breath that everything was going to be fine? Those days are over. Inspection contingency, finance contingencies, and appraisal contingencies are back in standard contracts. Sellers in 2026 are accepting offers with full contingency package because contingencies offer is better than no offer at all. Just think about that. This protection costs you nothing and restores right you spent 3 years fighting for a seller's market. Now let's look at advantage number 5. 40,000 canceled contracts creates your opening. Nearly 40,000 home sales agreements were canceled in January 2026, the highest January cancellation rate in nearly a decade. Every canceled contract is a seller has already experienced the pain of a failed deal. who is now motivated, more flexible, and more willing to negotiate with you than they were ever before. Homes are relisted after a contract fell through are some of the best negotiating opportunities in the current market. The seller has been through the emotional disappointment once. They don't want to go through it again, and they don't want to come through it again at all. Come in with a clean, serious offer, and you solve a real problem for them. Now let's look at advantage number 6. Builder incentives at a decade high. If you are open to a new construction home, the builder incentives environment right now is exceptional. 65% of builders are offering rate buy-downs, closing cost assistance, design center credits, and premium lot upgrades. In San Antonio, active building corridor is the Alamo Ranch corridor, the Lotus, Cibolo, and the I-35 corridor. Builders are stacking incentives to move their current inventory. Tariffs have added to their cost and slowed starts, making the inventory they built more urgent to sell. If you have been waiting on a new home, get into those model homes now and let the sales team show you what they're willing to do for you. Now let's look at advantage number 7. Builder advantage number 7. Buy now, refinance when the Iran resolves. Here's the rate strategy that smart buyers are using right now. Buy when seller's competition is the high, seller's compensation is the highest, and buyer's competition is the lowest. Lock your rate, then refinance when the Iran conflict resolves and rates finally fall. President Trump said that the military operation is expected to last 4 to 5 weeks. That if that timeline holds, oil prices will retreat, inflation fears will ease, and the Fed will have room to consider a rate cut in quarter 3 or quarter 4 of 2026. Fannie Mae projects reaching 5.9% by the end of the year, and before he is assuming that any Iran resolution is resolved. A buyer with a 6.5 today can refinance for a 5.75% in 8 months, has captured the best of both worlds. Negotiating power off a soft market and saving at a lower rate. Now here's a buyer tip. Talk to your lender before closing about your refinancing trigger points. And what rates does that refi math justifies the closing costs? Know the numbers in advance so you can move within days when rates hit, not months. Now let's look at a buyer advantage number 8. The Senate housing bill. The long-term tailwind. On March 12, 2026, the United States Senate passed the 21st Century Road to Housing Act by an 89-10 vote, the most significant housing legislation in the last 30 long years. The bill bans large institutional investors from buying single-family homes, eliminates the manufacturer cases requirement that could cost by $5,000 to $10,000 per unit, streamlining zoning and permitting and rewarding cities that build more homes or more housing. The bill needs a House reconsideration and the President's signature before it becomes law, and the timeline for full implementation is years, not months. But that's a sign it's sending is powerful. The federal government is aligning on ideas that the housing needs to become accessible to individual buyers like you. The alignment, combined with the JPMorgan floor forecast and the structural supply shortage, points toward a multi-year recovery in the housing accessibility for buyers or home buyers who get it now will benefit from it first. What to watch for? The investor ban is the biggest sticking point between the House and the Senate versions. Do not make a real estate decision based on a bill that has not been signed. Act on the market you see today. Now let's look at San Antonio's specific window. Now let's bring it home here to San Antonio, our hometown, because the SABOR's February 2026 data just dropped, and it tells buyers' story that even more specific and more powerful than the national picture. Let's get into it. SABOR's February 2026 is a sales reduction of 7% year over year. Median price is $300,000, up 4%, 6.1% month of supplies, 82 days to 137 days average days on the market. 60% of listings had at least one price reduction. 91 to 96 sale to list ratio. This is the most buyer-friendly San Antonio housing market has seen in nearly a decade. Homes are sitting long enough for you to inspect them carefully, research the neighborhood, and negotiate without panic at all. Sellers are offering concessions. Prices have a floor, and the medium actual rose 4% year over year in February, confirming that correctly priced homes are selling. Now let's protect your position. Buyer's leverage only matters if you execute correctly. Here are 7 of the current mistakes costing buyers thousands of dollars. Mistake number 1, waiting for Iran conflict to resolve before buying. This is the newest and fastest spreading mistake in 2026 market. Buyers who say, "I'll wait until the Iran settles and rates fall," are gambling on the timeline they cannot control. The Iran conflict may resolve within weeks, or it might drag on for months and months and months at a time. Either way, the moment it resolves, buyers' confidence will return, sideline buyers will flood the market, and the seller's concessions and negotiating leverage you have today will compress. Buy into a chaos, refinance out of it. Now let's look at mistake number 2, waiting for rates to hit a magical number. Rates in the mid-6s are not historically extreme. They're roughly in line with the 30-year average for mortgage rates. Every month you wait is a month you pay someone else's mortgage as a renter, while the buyer's advantage you have right now gradually sink away or fall away. Now let's look at mistake number 3, not getting pre-approved before looking. Sellers, let's be honest, sellers are not entertaining offers from buyers who lack a pre-approval letter. In a market where sellers are motivated but are cautious after watching a falling deal or failed deal, proof of financing readiness is your first negotiating tool. Get pre-approved right now before you tour a single home. Now let's look at mistake number 4, underestimating the total ownership cost. San Antonio's taxes are among the highest effective rates in the country. A $300,000 home can carry a tax bill of $6,000 to $8,000 annually, adding $500 to $700 a month to your real estate cost of home ownership. Budget in full numbers, not just a mortgage payment. Mistake number 5, ignoring homes with longer days on the market. A home that's sitting on the market 90 days is often an overpriced listing whose sellers has now become gradually motivated. Not a home that something's wrong with it. Those are the highest possible or possibly negotiating opportunities that you have. Do not use the days of the market against the listing price to justify a more aggressive offer. Mistake number 6, forgetting to ask for concessions. Buyers conditioned by the 2021 and 2022 sellers market still are hesitant to ask. In 2026, sellers expect negotiations. Closing cost credit, rate buy downs, repair credit, home warranties are standard. The buyers leaving money on the table are the ones who do not ask for anything. Now let's look at mistake number 7, skipping the inspection. This is unnecessary and dangerous and doesn't make any sense in the current market right now. Inspections are back and sellers are accepting offers with full inspection contingencies. A $400 inspection can uncover a $20,000 foundation issue or $15,000 HVAC replacement. And in a market where sellers are negotiating and legitimate finding a ground for credit, not a reason to walk. Now here are the 6 step-by-step action plans that you need to understand. All right. You understand the opportunity. You understand the mistakes to avoid. Here's the action plans that you need to specifically implement in 2026 market. Step number 1, get pre-approved this week. This is a no-brainer. Not this month. The spring PCS season and the potential Iran resolution are both weeks away. The pre-approval process takes time. Understand that. Start now so you are positioned when the right home comes to the market, your dream home. Step number 2, research closed comps from the last 60 days only, not 2022, not even late 2025. The market has shifted meaningfully in the last 90 days. Use only most recent data to calibrate your offer. Your agent can pull these from the MLS within minutes. Step number 3, build concessions to every single offer from day 1. Closing cost assistance, a 2-1 rate buy down, home warranty, repair credits. Structure these into the offer as a package, not afterthought after negotiating. You have the leverage to ask. Use it. Be smart. Step number 4, target homes with 60 days on the market and at least 1 price reduction. These sellers are the most motivated counterparts or people out there right now. A home listed at $350,000 and reduced to $335,000, sitting for 80 days on the market, is the sellers ready to negotiate. Come in with a good offer, with a full concession package, and see what happens. Step number 5: move before rates relief returns. Sideline buyers right now, the moment the Iran resolves or the Fed significantly cuts the rates, the buyers who have been sitting on the sidelines for a very long time will be returning back in force. The window to maximize leverage is now, not after the headlines change. Strategy number 6: plan your refinancing trigger before you even close. Know your break-even rate for a refinancing before you even get into the closing table. A 5.75 rate percentage does the refi work? The 5.5%? How does the numbers really work when you can move within days and rate hits the target market, not months? So now the question is, now the right time to buy a home or buy for your forever home in the middle of all this crisis that's just happening behind us? Here's the honest answer. JPMorgan says prices will go sideways in 2026. That means that the floor is in. Redfin says this is the great housing reset, not a crash or a prolonged normalization. The Senate just passed the biggest housing bill in the last 30 years. It's a significant long-term commitment to affordability, and the buyer's leverage in this market, the concessions, the negotiating power, the inspection rights, the days on the market will compress the moment rates fall and the sideline buyers return back into the market. The buyers who are looking back in the spring 2026 are as the best financing decisions of their lives are the ones in the market right now. Negotiate hard, use the chaos as leverage and position to refinance when the world calms down finally. Don't let the Iran excuse become your excuse. The geopolitical problems is your negotiating opportunity right now. Their panic is your power. Now here's a quick question for you. If this video flipped the script on you, if it helped you see the complicated, scary sounding market as an opportunity it actually is, hit that button right there and share with anyone or every buyer you know who is on the fence right now. Subscribe for weekly updates as the Iran concern situation develops, rates shift, and the Senate housing bill moves through the House. Drop your comment below. Are you actively looking in the market right now? Are you looking into buying? Or will you hold back? I read every single comment and I'll respond to you directly. And if you're ready to stop watching and start doing, head over to this website right here. Let's get you pre-approved, positioned, and into the home before the window closes. Like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.